एकम् अक्षरम् हृदि निरन्तरम् भासते स्वयम् लिख्यते कथम् हृदयकुहरमध्ये केवलं ब्रह्ममात्रम् यहम् अहम् इति साक्षात् आत्मरूपेण भाति हृदि विषमनसा स्वम् छिन्वता मज्जता पवनचलनरोधा आत्मनिष्ठो भवत्वम् देहं मृण्मयवत् जडात्मकम् अहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतु नाहं तत्तत भावशुक्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिय दृष्टात्मनिष्टात्मना सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयम् सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयम्. Namo Ramana. In this, the Thursday Satsang, as usual, we will be reading 2 verses from Guruvachaka Kovai, the compilation of Bhagavan's teachings in verse form by Muruganar Swamigal. After reading the verse, we will try to meditate for a short period in a brief way on the indicated meaning of the verse. Then sit for 10 minutes of Atma Ucharam. After the 2 sessions, 2 verses, if there is any question in the chat, I am not having the chat now, so somebody has to read it out and we can try to address that. That will be followed by Ashtotram chanting by Vaibhavji, and our president, Sharadaka, will conclude the satsang with her remarks. We start the satsang with Bhagavan's grace by reading the first verse. We are reading today from Experience of the Truth. The verses are divided into 3 segments: investigation into the truth, meditation on the truth, and experience of the truth. Today we are reading from Experience of the Truth, Bhuma's greatness. The subchapter is the 26th chapter. Bhuma's greatness. Verse number 1005. The state in which nothing is seen as another object. The state in which nothing is heard as another sound. The state in which nothing is known as another entity. Know this state to be Bhuma. The state in which nothing is seen as another object. The state in which nothing is heard as another sound. The state in which nothing is known as another entity. Know this state to be Bhuma. There is a description appended to this verse. This verse is a rendering of Chandogya Upanishad 7.24.1. Bhagavan referred to the verse and explained what the term Bhuma denotes in the following exchange. This exchange is from Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. The translation in the Guru Vachaka Kovai or the reference is to Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad. I read the exchange from the Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. This is talk number 68. Bhagavan. Bhuma alone is Kevalam Brahma Matram. Hridaya Kuhara Madhye Kevalam Brahma Matram. Brahman alone is. Bhuma alone is. It is infinite. There arises from it this finite consciousness taking on an upadhi or a limitation. This, that is the finite nature, is abhasa or reflection. Merge this individual consciousness into the Supreme One. That is what is to be done. To feel apart from the infinite is abhasa. To feel as a separate entity apart from the infinite is reflected consciousness. Bhagavan says, drop this error and merge into the Supreme One. The dialogue continues. Question. Bhuma is an attribute of Supreme Consciousness, is it not? Bhagavan. Bhuma is the Supreme. It is not an attribute. Bhuma is the Supreme. Yatra na anyat pashyati, yatra na anyat shrunoti, sa bhuma. This is the Chandogya Upanishad. Yatra na anyat pashyati, yatra na anyat shrunoti. Where there is nothing is seen as another object, where nothing is heard as another sound, where one does not see any other, hears nothing, it is perfection. It is indefinable and indescribable. Bhuma is as it is. Question. There is a vastness experienced. Probably it is just below Bhuma but close to it. Am I right? The questioner is asking, there is a vastness experienced. Probably it is just below Bhuma but close to it. Am I right? Bhagavan. Bhuma alone is. Nothing else. It is the mind which says all this. I don't think any comment is required on that. Vaibhavji, you are available?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
You can set the timer for us, sir, for 10 minutes.
Yes, sir, I'll do that.
Thank you so much. We'll sit in Atma Vicharam for 10 minutes. Bhagavan has taught in Who Am I? In question numbers 9, 10, and 11, when asked how to still the mind, Bhagavan says, the thought Who am I, the practice of Who am I is the way to directly still the mind. The thought Who am I will burn and destroy all other thoughts. And like the stick used to stir the fire, funeral pyre, it will itself lose its separateness from the Bhuma. The Who am I question will also merge into the fire of the infinite Bhuma. How to practice it is the next question. Bhagavan says, whenever a thought arises having this temerity to show that it is apart from the infinite, don't believe it, says Bhagavan. Don't follow it with more finite thoughts and try to make it infinite. It is not possible. So, whenever a thought has this temerity, this arrogance to say, I am separate from the infinite, you let it go and ask, there must be an ego which has felt separate from the infinite for whom this thought has appeared. So let go of the thought and ask for whom this thought has appeared. The answer will always come to the finite me. Immediately ask who am I and let that quest take the finite I into the infinite Bhuma. With repeated practice of merging the finite I in the infinite Bhuma, Bhagavan assures one is no more left as separate being and one has this natural feeling of oneness with Bhuma, that Bhuma alone is, therefore I am also that. The Bhuma alone is. Till such abidance in the Bhuma is recognized, is felt as natural, as effortless, and so far as thought arises from the Bhuma, as though it is separate from the infinite, one should make the quest, one should make the effort to try and take back the ego to the source, to merge the finite with the infinite. With Bhagavan's immense grace, which has indeed brought us all to this sadhana, let us sit in Atma Vicharam. Namo Ramana. We continue the satsang by reading the second verse. We are reading from the segment Investigation into Truth. The subsegment is the greatness of the Guru. The greatness of the Guru, verse 283. 283. Though the Guru appearing in the waking state of the disciple, which is actually a dream that originates in the sleep of ignorance, though the Guru appearing in the waking state of the disciple, which is actually a dream that originates in the sleep of ignorance, the disciple will lose the shrouding ignorance and attain jnana. The validating analogy for this is when the elephant sees a lion in its dream, which originates in sleep, the elephant's sleep ends and it wakes up. How, when the whole creation is referred to as Maya, how can a form appearing in this as Bhagavan and living here for 70 years in that form and appearing in the dreams of many, appearing as the Shakti in the Samadhi shrine even today? How does it awaken so many? How does that Shakti awaken so many? Because is it not, is that Samadhi which is visible to me, the Arunachala, the hill which is visible to me, which has been Guru Swarupa for Bhagavan himself, is it not appearing in my waking state? And does the story of Janaka, who dreams to be a beggar and wakes up as the king again and asks Ashtavakra, which is reality? The beggar who lost the last drop of Ganji to a bird, or this king who is living in opulence? Then Janaka says, then Ashtavakra says, let alone dream and awaken, waking state, who was the one who was available even in deep sleep? Then Janaka says, it was I. I was present in waking state as the opulent king. I was present in the dream as the beggar who lost the last drop of Ganji to a bird. And none of this were there in deep sleep, but I existed. Then Ashtavakra says, obviously, you are the truth. So Bhagavan is telling us here, how is it that Ashtavakra, who is appearing in the waking state of Janaka, how is he able to liberate Janaka from the bondage of all the three states? Because the waking state itself is appearing in the sleep of ignorance of Janaka. That analogy is the Ashtavakra in Janaka's waking state, the Arunachala hill, the Bhagavan's Samadhi shrine that we think of today. This book that is Bhagavan's Swarupa, the verse written under Bhagavan's guidance by Muruganar Swamigal, is Bhagavan's Swarupa. How does this verse act as a liberating factor in the waking state, which is itself my ignorance? Bhagavan says, this verse is like the lion appearing in the dream of an elephant. I am the elephant in the sleep of not knowing who I am. This verse, which is Bhagavan's Swarupa in my waking state, is like that lion. And when the elephant, sleeping elephant, dreams of the lion, It suddenly jolts out of the sleep, jolts out of the dream. Just like that, this verse has that power to awaken me out of all the three states. There is a description here. I read that and then we sit for Atma Vicharam. The analogy of the elephant waking up when it sees a lion in its dream can be found in Ozhivul Odukkam, a Tamil philosophical work composed by Kannudaya Vallalar several years ago. If the Sadguru did not cast his glance upon him, bringing him to absolute stillness, free of all distress, just as a majestic lion appears in the dream of a rutting elephant, stopping it in its tracks. By the study of what subjects may he accomplish the loss of the ego self? If the Sadguru did not cast his glance upon him, bringing him to absolute stillness, free of all distress, just as a majestic lion appears in the dream of a rutting elephant, stopping it in its tracks. By the study of what subjects may he accomplish the loss of the ego self? That is Odival Odukam, verse 2. There is a quote from letters from Ramanashram also. I read that and then use it for Atmacharam. Question. It is said that Guru Kataksham, the glance of the Guru, is like an elephant seeing a lion in its dream. Bhagavan, that is true. If an elephant sees a lion in its dream, it wakes up startled and will not sleep again. And that day, for fear that the lion might appear again in its dream. In the same way, in a man's life, which is also akin to a dream, it is not Guru Kataksham alone, but also Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana that are akin to the sight of a lion in a dream. How beautifully Bhagavan brings us to sadhana. Says that don't stop with the verses. Sit in Atma Vicharam. That is also the lion. That is also the lion that is going to wake us up. That is also Guru Swarupa. How beautifully Bhagavan has put this. In the same way, in a man's life, which is also akin to a dream, it is not Guru Kataksham alone, but also Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana that are akin to the sight of a lion in a dream. As they go on getting these dreams, they wake up again, go to bed, and by a flux of time, they may someday get a lion's dream called Guru Kataksham in an intense manner. They get startled and obtain jnana. Then there will be no more dreams, and they will not only be wakeful at all times, but will not give room for any dreams of life, but will remain alert until the true and real knowledge is obtained. These lion's dreams are unavoidable and must be experienced. Question. Are Shravana, etc., and Guru Kataksham akin to dreams? Bhagavan. Yes, that is so. For those who realize the truth, everything is akin to a dream. That being so, what do you now say is the truth? You were existent in the wakeful state as well as in the dream state, also in the sleepless sleeping state. When you are able to understand your state, which had been existent all the time, you will then understand that all the rest is like a dream. This is the story of Janaka. When that is known, that you were the truth present in all the three states, when that is known, the feeling that Guru is different from you will disappear. But then, since this realization must come about because of Guru Kataksham, that Guru Kataksham is likened to a dream of a lion. That dream must be intense and must imprint itself on one's mind. It is only then that a proper wakefulness will come about. From that time, the time must be propitious. If sadhana is performed relentlessly, sometime or the other, favorable results turn up. That is all. If sadhana is performed relentlessly, sometime or the other, favorable results turn up. That is all. That is Bhagavan. Let us sit in sadhana as taught by Sadguru Bhagavan. For the next 10 minutes, let us sit in Atma Ucharam. भगवते श्रीरमणाय नमो रमण. Yes, Vaibhavji can start the Ashtotram.
Yes, sir. Namo Ramana. भारद्वाज विश्वनाथ विरचितम् श्रीरमणाष्टोत्तर शतनामावलिः अपार सच्चित् सुखवादिराशे यस्योमि मात्रम् भुवनं समस्तम् गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि. ॐ महासेन महोंसेन जाताय नमः. ॐ श्रीरमणाय नमः. ॐ गुरवे नमः. ॐ अखण्डसंविदाकाराय नमः. ॐ महौजसे नमः. ॐ कारणोद्भवाय नमः. ॐ जगद्धितावताराय नमः. ॐ श्रीभूमिनाथस्थलोस्थिताय नमः. ॐ पराशरकुलोत्तंसाय नमः. ॐ सुन्दरार्यतपःफलाय नमः. ॐ कमनीयसुचारित्राय नमः. ॐ सहायाम्बा सहायवते नमः. ॐ शोणाचलमहोलीनमानसाय नमः. ॐ स्वर्णहस्तकाय नमः. ॐ श्रीमद्द्वादशान्तमहास्थले लब्धविद्योदयाय नमः. ॐ महाशक्तिनिपातेन प्रबुद्धाय नमः. ॐ परमार्थविदे नमः. ॐ तीव्राय नमः. ॐ पितृपदान्वेषिणे नमः. ॐ इन्दुमौळिना पितृमते नमः. ॐ पितुरादेशतः शोणशैलं प्राप्ताय नमः. ॐ तपोमयाय नमः. ॐ उदासीनाय नमः. ॐ महायोगिने नमः. ॐ महोत्साहाय नमः. ॐ कुशाग्रधिये नमः. ॐ शान्तसङ्कल्पसम्भ्रमाय नमः. ॐ सुसन्दृशे नमः. ॐ सवित्रे नमः. ॐ स्थिराय नमः. ॐ तपक्षपितसर्वाङ्गाय नमः. ॐ फुल्लाम्बुजविलोचनाय नमः. ॐ चन्द्रिकासितहासश्रीमण्डिताननमण्डलाय नमः. ॐ चूतवाट्यां समासीनाय नमः. ॐ चूर्णिताखिलविभ्रमाय नमः. ॐ वेदवेदान्ततत्त्वज्ञाय नमः. ॐ चिन्मुद्रिणे नमः. ॐ त्रिगुणातिगाय नमः. ॐ विरूपाक्षगुहावासाय नमः. ॐ विराजदचलाकृतये नमः. ॐ उद्दीप्तनयनाय नमः. ॐ पूर्णाय नमः. ॐ रचिताचलताण्डवाय नमः. ॐ गम्भीराय नमः. ॐ परमाचार्याय नमः. ॐ सुप्रसन्नाय नमः. ॐ अभयप्रदाय नमः. ॐ दक्षिणास्य निधाय नमः. ॐ धीराय नमः. ॐ दक्षिणाभिमुखाय नमः. ॐ स्वराजे नमः. ॐ महर्षये नमः. ॐ भगवते नमः। ॐ ईड्याय नमः। ॐ भूमविद्याविशारदाय नमः। ॐ विमलाय नमः। ॐ दीर्घदर्शिने नमः। ॐ आप्ताय नमः। ॐ ऋजुमार्गप्रदर्शकाय नमः। ॐ समदृशे नमः। ॐ सत्यदृशे नमः। ॐ सत्याय नमः। ॐ प्रशान्ताय नमः। ॐ अमितविक्रमाय नमः। ॐ सुकुमाराय नमः। ॐ सदानन्दाय नमः। ॐ मृदुभाषिणे नमः। ॐ दयार्णवाय नमः। ॐ श्रीशोणाचलहृद्बोधस्कन्दाश्रमनिकेतनाय नमः। ॐ सद्दर्शनोपदेष्ट्रे नमः। ॐ सद्भक्तवृन्दपरिवृताय नमः। ॐ गणेशमुनिभृङ्गेन ॐ गीतोपदेशसारादिग्रन्थसञ्चिन्न संशयाय नमः। ॐ वर्णाश्रममतातीताय नमः। ॐ रसज्ञाय नमः। ॐ सौम्याय नमः। ॐ आत्मवते नमः। ॐ सर्वावनिमतस्थानाम् आराध्याय नमः। ॐ सर्वसद्गुणिने नमः। ॐ आत्मारामाय नमः। ॐ महाभागाय नमः। ॐ मातृमुक्तिविधायकाय नमः। ॐ विनताय नमः। ॐ विनुताय नमः। ॐ विप्राय नमः। ॐ मुनीन्द्राय नमः। ॐ पावकोज्ज्वलाय नमः। ॐ दर्शनादगसंहारिणे नमः। ॐ मौनेन स्वात्मबोधकाय नमः। ॐ ऋच्छान्तिकरसान्निध्याय नमः। ॐ स्मरणाद्बन्धमोचकाय नमः। ॐ अन्तस्तिमिरचण्डांशवे नमः। ॐ संसारार्णवतारकाय नमः। ॐ शोणादृशस्तुतिद्रष्टे नमः। ॐ हार्दविद्याप्रकाशकाय नमः। ॐ अविच्युतनिजप्रज्ञाय नमः। ॐ नैसर्गिकमहातपसे नमः। ॐ कमण्डलुधराय नमः। ॐ शुभ्रकौपीनवसनाय नमः। ॐ गुहाय नमः। ॐ दण्डपाणये नमः। ॐ कृपापूर्णाय नमः। ॐ भवरोगविषग्वराय नमः। ॐ स्कन्दाय नमः। ॐ देवतमाय नमः। ॐ अमर्त्याय नमः। ॐ सेनान्ये नमः। ॐ पुरुषोत्तमाय नमः। ॐ श्रीरमणभगवते नमः। श्रीरमणाष्टोत्तरशतनाम पूजां समर्पयामि। यस्थानोररुणाचलस्य पदयोः स्मृत्याजनिं प्राप्यत दिव्यानुग्रहसुप्रवाहविवश तादात्म्यभावं गतः नित्यतपसा लोकान् पुनासेकराट् तस्मै श्रीरमणाय ते नम इदम् लोकोत्तरज्योतिषे। ॐ नमो भगवते श्रीरमणाय।
Namo Ramana. Thank you, Prarthnama. Thank you, Vaibhavji. Namo Ramana. I hand over to our President, Sharadaka, to uh, to conclude the satsang.
Namo Ramana. Prostrations to you, Ramana, who shine as a self in all beings. Bhagavan has given us a great gift in the verses today, as always. And this concept of the dream lion, as Bhagavan has given it to explain the Sadguru, and I have always felt that it equally holds for self inquiry. Today, Nanda Kumarji highlighted that point, and it was a confirmation for me. Why self inquiry acts as a dream lion, and why something else does not act as a dream lion? The earlier verse where Bhagavan is talking about the Bhuma, immediately the mind is asking a question. Am I close to Bhuma? Am I far from Bhuma? There, that Bhagavan clearly points out that duality, you're introducing duality. Bhuma alone exists. Now, but if I say I am coming from the perspective of duality, what does Bhagavan say to that? He does not acknowledge it, but out of his compassion, he gives us this tool of self inquiry which comes closest to silence. In any set of words, if you have to bring silence into words, the words which can bring silence are the words, who am I? No other set of words can immediately take the mind to silence. It is true that when one does a lot of japa, the mind gets into silence by the Eka Chintana or any other Eka Chintana, by avoidance of thoughts also. Gradually Bhagavan has spoken in Upadesha Saram, Drishya Varitam Chittam Atmanaha, slowly bringing it back. But the most effective means, immediately if one wants to experience a silence, it will be the question, who am I? Because there is no answer to that question. Since there is no answer to that question, one cannot answer in words. The very fact that it is a question, that is why Bhagavan has couched it in the form of a question. It is, he does not ask us to state that we are the self, but he asks us to question ourselves, who am I? Because any statement which we make is a statement which is made by the identity. Any statement is made by the identity. Is not the question also asked by the identity? That's what we all wonder. See, just as we say Sadguru is also in the dream, the question is also a thought, isn't it? Who am I is also a thought, isn't it? But it is different from all other thoughts because it is self corrective. In one of our sharings, Nandakumarji was talking about, had shared a video of a scientist who says science is self correcting. But sciences cannot be as self correcting as self inquiry because science corrects only the object. That is, the scientific study is corrected by science. But the one who is studying that is not questioned or studied in science. Whereas that is where, because as a young girl and maybe in my teenage and all, I have written as well as thought of self-inquiry as being very scientific. I wrote an article about self-inquiry and it was very much liked by everyone. When it came to the point of publishing that article as a compilation, as one of the articles in the compilation, and I read it myself, and I have said self-inquiry is very beautiful because it is scientific. But 10 years after I had written the article, when I read it, I said the approach is scientific, but self-inquiry transcends science, because science is still cannot be the dream lion. It is very much within the dream. The elephant is very much happy, even as a scientist, that I have made these scientific discoveries, that I am being truthful, that I am able to question myself. With reference to what? Only the object. Not question myself with reference to the subject. And also, since science is within the realm of the mind, and since the self is transcending the mind, or the mind is within the self, as Bhagavan says, everything is within the self. When Bhuma alone exists, as Nandakumarji said, we are also within that. So, how can it be possible for the mind in any form to comprehend? So, in self inquiry, there is no effort to comprehend, there is no effort to affirm, there is no effort to negate. There is only, if at all, the effort is to be tentative, perfectly tentative, 100% tentative. So there is no effort even to cease from effort. Because some people say, we should remain effortless. That is also an effort, that's also a thought. Whereas in self inquiry, we do not say, I am making an effort or I am not making an effort. It is just an intense question. So that's why Bhagavan says the repeated dream of self inquiry, the repeated questioning, who am I, and the Guru's glance working from outside through Bhagavan's beautiful photographs, Bhagavan's Sannidhi, which is everywhere. And now Bhagavan is revealing that his Sannidhi is truly all enveloping. And that Sannidhi, which is outside, and inside, of course, as the self, and through the laser beam of self inquiry, Bhagavan burns away all our tendencies slowly and steadily. Payya payya un veedu kaatini Arunachala, payya un veedu kaatini, like that. Payya, but surely the house, the veedu, the release of Arunachala Ramana is given to all of us. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramana.